For Torre, 18 years as a player, but he cemented his Hall of Fame credentials as manager of the Yankees, joining the team in 1995, taking him to 6 World Series and 4 World Series championships. Meredith, shortly after the announcement, had a chance to catch up with Torre.
Well, I had to get the sleep out of my eyes first because my wife Allie flew in on the red eye from Los Angeles, and so when she came in, we both laid down and dozed off, and all of a sudden, I think it was 5 after or 10 after 8, I get the call from Jane Clark, and I went to my wife poked me, because I didn't hear the phone. It was on vibrate, and searching for it, I picked it up and I wound up hanging up on her. So my first reaction was I was a little discombobulated, but I didn't know what to expect if this day came, but it was really unlike any other feeling I've ever had. It was sort of getting hit with a ton of bricks.
And you're going in there with some company, some elite company, and Bobby Cox, and what does it mean to have those guys going in with you?
The more I think about it, the more it's so huge. We competed against each other so often. We became friends through the years, but I think if 2 of us made it and 1 didn't, it would have been a loss, really, because of how similar all our careers have been in the managing part of it, and it couldn't be any better. It couldn't be any better.
When you look back to some of your early days managing and some of your early days with the Yankees in particular, did you ever think that you would be at this point now being inducted into the Hall of Fame?
No, we won the World Series in '96. A New York writer said to me, he says, you get 1 more World Series, you have a chance to be considered for the Hall of Fame. I said, okay, because I was still doing what I was doing, so I really never gave it a lot of thought. I never obsessed about something like this because it was up to somebody else to make that decision. But then you win 2 World Series, 3, 4, you get in 6, and all of a sudden it was just like another part of my life that was really surreal for me. And then it became a little more realistic. And of course, waiting these last couple of years, you thought about it every once in a while, and people would say, when are you eligible? And, you'd find out and give them that answer. But when the day comes, I'm not sure you're really prepared for it.
What does it mean to you to be going into the Hall with some Yankees elite that are already there?
Well, you look at all those retired numbers out there in in center field there at Yankee Stadium. I had a call this morning from Yogi Berra, who is one of my all-time favorites. He's a favorite even before we became friends because of how he played the game. But the Yankee tradition, which shows George Steinbrenner insisted on tradition being on our World Series rings, that's something that you don't take lightly. That's pretty amazing.
Aside from Yogi, have any other players reached out to you?
Yeah, a number of them. My assistant Chris has my phone, and I know he mentioned that Pettit and Posada and Bernie Williams, and so that's what gives me goosebumps, because the one thing about it, we continue to have relationships.
And before I let you go, what do you think that day in July will be like?
I have no clue. All I know is I'm going to be nervous as a cat. Hopefully I don't stay up there too long, because I don't want to have people being uncomfortable. But I think it's going to take a lot of time between now and then, making sure that I touch on everybody that really was influential on my being standing on that platform.
Well, Yankees managing general partner Hal Steinbrenner had this to say on Joe Torre's induction. On behalf of the Steinbrenner family and our entire organization, I'd like to congratulate Joe Torre on his induction into the Hall of Fame. Joe led our team during one of the most successful runs in our storied history, and he did it with a quiet dignity that was true to the Yankee way. Joe's place in Yankees history has been secure for quite some time, and it is appropriate that he now gets to take his place among the greats in Cooperstown.